Hello students, today we are going to learn a new topic and that is semantics. In this paper, we have learned phonetics, morphology, grammar, syntax, and today we are going to learn what is semantics and what is lexical relationship between words. So what is semantics? Semantics is the study of meaning. So it analyzes the meaning of the words, phrases in relation to the sentences in a language. So what does this semantic do? It tells us how the meaning is constructed, how the meaning is interpreted, clarified, obscured, illustrated, simplified, negotiated in a language. It means in syntax we have learned that how we arrange the words in a particular order, but how this meaning is created is the topic of semantics. So there are two kinds of meaning. One is conceptual meaning and the other is associative meaning. Now we can understand that by conceptual meaning we mean the linguistic function of the word that provides the word its meaning. So when we utter one word, we have a concept in our mind. For example, when we say money, then we have in our mind a thing by which we can buy goods, by which we can buy anything in the market, and we call that money. So what is associative meaning? Associative meaning means the meaning which is associated with that word when we utter that word. So for example, when we say money, then we have in our mind that if a person has lot of money, then we call him a rich person. So if any man is working, he is working for money. So rich, job, work, tired, coin, poor, these are the words, these are the meanings associated with the concept money. So we call them associative meaning. Now to understand how meaning is constructed, we have to analyze semantic features. So the semantic features are categories which allow us to classify the meaning of the word. So they are usually represented with a head word. We take that head word, and if it is plus related with that meaning, then we give symbol of plus, and if it is not related with that category, then we use symbol of minus. So let us look at this example. If I say the television killed the man, then syntactically, then grammatically this sentence is correct because subject, verb and object. But semantically this sentence is wrong because television is not animate thing and that cannot kill the man. So what we do? So we write down these key vocabularies, keywords in this first column, where we have note down television, man, woman, boy and girl. Then we have categorized them into 4 columns. First is animate, the second is human, the third is male, and the fourth is adult. So is television animate thing? No, it is not animate thing. So we use symbol minus. Is television human thing? No, it is not human. So again we use symbol minus. Is television male? No. So again we use minus. Is television adult? Again no. So we again use symbol minus. Now let us look at the second word, man. So is man animate? Yes. So we use plus. Is man human? Yes. Again plus. Is man male? Yes. Again plus. Is man adult? Yes. Again plus. So in this way we have categorized woman, boy, girl, and we can categorize many words according to this column. This is called as a semantic feature analysis. Then words have a lexical relationship with other words. I mean, first lexical relationship is synonym. When two or more words are very closely related to the meaning, they are called as synonyms. It means they are words with the same meaning. They can often, though not always, be substituted for each other in the sentence when we use them in a sentence. For example, almost and nearly. These are synonym words. Big and large. It means these words have same meaning. Broad means wide. Then buy. When I say I buy a mobile, I purchase a mobile, I mean the same thing. So these are synonym words. Freedom and liberty. These are also synonym words. The second relationship is antonym. So exactly opposite of synonym. Antonym means two or more forms of the same word with opposite meanings. So these are words with opposite meaning. For example, alive, dead. Alive means living thing and dead means dead. Big versus small. Fast and the antonym word is slow. Happy, sad. Then we have homophones. Now homo means same and phones means pronunciation. We have learned this in phonetics. So when two or more different forms have the same pronunciation, they are said to be homophones. So words, when we pronounce them, they are pronounced similarly. For example, meat and meat. The first meat means flesh of animal and second meat means meeting. Floor, floor. Pell, pell. Right, right. So two, two, two. These are homophones. Then we have homonyms. So what is homonym? Homonym means we use the term homonym when one form has two or more unrelated meanings. Okay, so it means that the word is same, it is written same, it is pronounced same, but these words have two different meanings. For example, when we say bank, so Amalner city is at the bank of Bori river. Bank means bank of river, and we say I went into the bank to open an account. So in this sentence, bank means a financial institution. Okay, so in the same way there are words like bat and bat. Bat means flying creature, which is nowadays infamous for spreading corona. And the second bat is bat, which we use in the game of cricket. So in the same way, mole, that is mole on our skin, and mole means a small animal. Race, I mean race and race. The next relationship is a polysemy. Poly means many. So polysemy means a word which has multiple meanings when it is used in a sentence. For example, when we say head, then The first meaning we have in our mind, head of the part of the body. For example, principal is head of our college. Then head means mind. When we say he is not right in his head, it means he is absent minded or mental. Then a person in charge is also called as a head. For example, head of the department. Then the second example is of a foot. I mean, foot means a foot of a person, and foot also means foot of a mountain. Date means uh, date that we use in a calendar, and date also means arranged meeting. So these are lexical relationships with of the words in